very pleased to see that the purpose for establishing this committee, as it was done in the terms of reference, was to research and report on the possible short and long-term scenarios, to evaluate actually also the new salary scales that was introduced in 2008, re-evaluate and strengthen the position of the teaching profession in the community and on the labor market, and to identify the present scenarios to broaden the career development, the possibilities in and outside of the education field. Also to identify and present the financial growth opportunities for teachers who enter the education field at a young age and are stuck at the same salary scale after a number of years, and also to identify and present scenarios, and this is very, very important for the teaching profession, to identify and present scenarios for workload reduction upon reaching age 60 plus, and also alternative tasks and function. This is something that has been happening for years in the Netherlands already, that within the teaching profession, you would be able, once you reach 60 plus, to get a reduced work week and also alternative tasks to do or functions to do. And thinking on alternative tasks and functions, for example, in Curacao, it would be the senior teachers that would be then given the task and the function to help develop learning material that is more oriented to the community base in which we are living. In the community that we are living, I would like to stress that years ago, when we were kids growing up, all the methods and methodologies used to come from Holland. So as a child in St. Martin, you would be learning and reading about winter, about snow and different things without experiencing that, because this is not part of your community. I mean, right now that gap has been bridged with the technology, because you can stay in St. Martin and know exactly what snow looks like and everything like that based on the technology, where you will be able to Google and go online, etc. It's a different world and a different learning experience today, but in any case, the developing of school material, and methods, reading methods, especially reading methods that will speak to the children in their environment, that would be done by teachers that have been in the system and have gained seniority in the teaching experience, and they are now translating that experience back into hard textbooks so that the students would be able to be more efficient and better prepared in their own culture first and foremost before going into somebody else's culture. So therefore, basically, I can indicate that as a union, I'm quite happy with the format of the tour, but I just need to have it sanctioned by my board in a board meeting on this Thursday, and then we will be able to move forward. And why is it important to go along this line? Because I really and truly believe that for any change to come, you have to have the right motivation, and you have to have it on paper in the form of a committee. You should have the input also of not only the union saying, well, this is what we need to change as a social partner, but you should have the input of the players, the stakeholders, as we would call them. And for that, the committee would have, therefore, it would consist of professionals in the field of education and civil servants. So representatives of the support bureau, that would be the chair would go to them, 2 representatives from the Y2, and we broadened actually, because it was initially 2 representatives of school boards, but we now added 1 more, 3 representatives of school boards, school manager, the UNESCO Secretary General, the Department of Education representative, and the cabinet representative of the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports. And why is this important? Because school boards are the ones that play a very important role, a key role, as employers of teachers also. We have we have secondary and elementary schools, elementary and secondary schools, and also right now the layers of vocational professional schools. And we believe that they too should be involved in this very important discussion on tweaking or evaluating the scales that have been introduced in 2008 and helping come up with all of the points that I mentioned before to be able to make the teaching profession really something where we would be able to, without too much of a campaign, to attract younger students into that profession, because they would then feel that this is something that it's a career that has development in it, it is a career that has growth, perspective, and that they would like to be a part of it, because that is very important.
Connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Coming to the temporary shelter, or T-shelter as we call it. I'd like to first of all give a very special thanks to the Ministry of VSA. They've done a terrific job in terms of making sure that the shelter's functional and opened in a timely manner. As you all know, we've had an opportunity now to move everybody out of the Festival Village and out of the Little League ballpark into the shelter here. I'd like to thank Dr. Judith Arnell, the Dr. J Foundation. I think, without your partnership, without your cooperation, we certainly wouldn't be where we are today. I'm happy that you've all had an opportunity to tour the facilities, an opportunity for us to share a project that we've been working long and hard on. What we have here is very different than, this is not a housing solution. This is not a solution for people who've lost their homes. Really what this is a place where we help people to rebuild their lives. This is a much more encompassing project than that. We have, besides the rooms which you've seen, and you see we have rooms, studios, and suites available here as well. They're all being managed, the intake process, by Dr. J. But we have cooking facilities or kitchen facilities where meals are prepared for all of the occupants, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But more importantly, we provide support to the people that are here in terms of how to rebuild their lives. So that's what this T-shelter is about, is really about how do we help the most vulnerable in our community to rebuild their lives. You know, I was noticing as we were walking through the facilities that you have a board where you have vacancies, job vacancies that are placed so that people can look for work. You obviously also provide a lot of counseling in terms of, you know, how do you apply for jobs, how do you put your resumes together, how do you restructure your life. There are certainly some rules in the shelter, and Dr. Arnell can go into that. But we really wanted to make sure that this is a nurturing, safe environment for all of the people who are living here. So there are certain rules in place, and Dr. Arnell can go into explaining that. But it is really about us creating a community where people can live safely, that they know that they don't have to worry about their safety here, but also live with pride and with dignity and with respect. All of the people that are here have their privacy, they have their individual bathrooms, and certainly I think it's a much different situation than where they were. Remember, the idea also is that the people that are here on a temporary basis. The idea is that hopefully within a period of about 4 months, we can not only help them to find proper jobs, but also to save money so that they can improve their housing situation. Judith has a wealth of resources in terms of being able to work with other associations. So as we're working on roof repair projects through government, but also through Red Cross, White and Yellow Cross, Salvation Army, we can also coordinate those repair efforts so that we prioritize that the people who are here in the shelter have a place that they can move on with their lives. But again, this is all about making sure that people can live with privacy, with dignity, and with respect.
We moved here March 30th, almost 2 weeks ago. Very successful, where we were able to transfer all those who met the requirement to enter the shelter. It was a nice experience to see their faces and see the excitement. They were really all ready to transition in the shelter as early as morning break. So they're already calling, what time are you coming, what time we can move over here. So the transition went pretty smoothly. It was really nice. We got the food, everything is in place. Everything was practically functioning at that time. So presently we have 34 occupants. We have 11 kids. Everybody's in school. That's one of our rules, to ensure that everybody must be attending schools. And if not, we develop that relationship with the school truancy to make sure that that is in place. We have several rules, and some persons might think it's a little too strict, but we want to ensure safety and security of everybody who lives here. We want to keep the place clean. We want to ensure that persons living here feels that they can relax and be at ease and not feel that they have to be looking behind their backs for any violence or drugs or crime and gangs. So one of the things that I want to ensure that this place here does not become a place where it's infested with that type of negative behavior. Persons here need to feel safe, need to feel comfortable, and we are dealing with not only children, but we also have babies that are living here as well. So to ensure that there are rules, and the rules are basically to ensure that the place is clean, and to ensure that when you're moving around that you're appropriately dressed, to ensure that your belongings are secure, and we have lockers, so those who have personal stuff can secure that. We ensure that you can have visitors. Visitors are not allowed in the bedrooms, because we don't want persons who don't belong in the shelter using and abusing the facility. So visitors can happen, in this open space. We have particular time when visitors are allowed on the premises. We have a curfew, and our curfew is 10 o'clock. And the reason why we have a curfew is because we want to ensure good management of what's happening here. And at 10 o'clock, persons who are working, there's a form that is filled out that we know that they're off the premises, so security can allow them to come in once they come in after 11, or they come in 6 o'clock in the morning, those who work in security, that is in place that they can come in. With the security, with the curfew, one of the reasons for that also is to ensure that we can control the going in and coming out in a very safe, secure manner. Persons who have to go out to a function is not a problem. Person might think, I have to go out, why do I need to have a curfew? But that is not an issue, is that we need to know that you have to go out.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them, connecting you.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
What kind of a collaboration is there between the Department of Labor, Ministry of Labor, and the unions, if any, to observe the day, Labor Day?
Sure. The collaboration would be the same as it's been, I think, for the past 2 years. I think the labor unions have put together a good program, and the ministry has basically supported that program. And I think we would do the same for this year as well.
Thank you, Minister. Lyndon Brown, BCN TV.
Minister Lee again. Has St. Martin has a criteria for labor? Meaning, if somebody coming from Anguilla, has it been monetary, that they should show some kind of, they want to work in St. Martin, show some kind of certificate of qualification? Has this established?
Lyndon, thank you for your question. Normally, the way it works here is, obviously, our first objective is to hire locally. So the employers would set their criteria, and they would look for somebody here in the labor market. In the event that they're looking to bring somebody from abroad, and then the criteria needs to be set, needs to be very specific in terms of what those criteria are. Those criteria then need to be registered and advertised. So the criteria actually is set by the employer in terms of what qualifications they're looking for, and then the labor office will verify that the applicant, if it's in the event it's for a work permit, the labor office would then verify whether those criteria have been met and whether the certifications are correct. And even the education department may get involved in terms of certifying diplomas to verify the authenticity.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Hi, what's up, St. Martin? My name is Rene Leverett, and I play baseball. And I've represented St. Martin in numerous international tournaments and professionally around the world. Sports matters to me because it reveals and develops character. So I challenge the business community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facilities. I also ask the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take the challenge and step up for sports. Because hashtag sports matters, hashtag are you in?
First and foremost, I would like to send my condolences to the families of the late Mr. Sam Hazel. I think it's more than appropriate as a Chamber of Labor Unions to convey our sympathy to the family members due to the fact that Mr. Hazel has had a very, very good career in politics and has impacted the lives of a number of persons here on St. Martin, including myself. So it would be remiss of me not to send my condolences to him in his tenure as, at that time, commissioner of the different portfolios, because he held many portfolios over the past years in his tenure. He was very impressive, humble, and he was a people's man. I can remember this is a man that as a young lady, you could speak to him. And more impressive is when he was at the airport. One of the years I was going back to Curacao, still not completing my studies as yet as a teacher, but the words of encouragement that came from this gentleman as an advice, it was not words of don't do this, don't do that. No, it was positive and encouraging words that came from him. And the whole way that he operated among the people, I think our politicians today could learn a lesson, and I hope that a lot of his work will be documented for the younger people to know who was, as I would affectionately say back then, Sam the man. Because that was really, really someone that did a lot for the development of his country, St. Martin, for the love of his country, and basically he also made sure that things was done and moved in the right direction. So once more, condolences to his family, his wife, his children, and all his immediate family with the loss of Mr. Sam Hay.